Hey, welcome to Convertible Conversations. I want to talk to you for a little bit today about forgiveness. Most people who have just even a passing knowledge of Christianity know that there's something that went on with Jesus at the cross and our forgiveness. And some people know a lot more about that, and people have different ideas of what that means and who it's for and everything. But people know that it has something to do with forgiveness. And most people who are honest with themselves will agree that there's probably some things that they've done that weren't the best or didn't have the purest motives, and so there's something that we need to be forgiven for. Without going into the theological stuff behind all of that, I want to talk about what God wants us to do, I believe, with the forgiveness that He has given all of us. Because he's real clear that He's forgiven everybody of every sin forever. Not that He had to, or there was some books that had to be balanced or something. He simply chose to do that and to let us know that so that we would have no fear of Him and never have to ever wonder where we stand with Him. That's kind of the when you shuck right down to the cob, that's what His forgiveness is all about. It's for our benefit so we can know for sure how He feels about us. Now, I think what He wants, I'm confident, what He wants us to do with that is to act the same way towards everybody else, to forgive others as we've been forgiven. And stuff happens to all of us. You know, people lie about us, people hurt us, people slander us, people talk behind our backs, people cheat us, people abandon us, people disrespect us, all kinds of things happen. I know you, like me and everybody else, we've had things happen to us from other people that we still think about and we still hold against them, and we can tend to be bitter and that type of thing. The reason that God wants us to forgive other people is not necessarily for their benefit, but for our own benefit. Because whenever we hold grudges and have things that fester inside of us that we can't give up, that we're not willing to let go of, we're the ones that suffer. A great saying is that unforgiveness is the poison that we drink, hoping it will kill the other person. And many times they don't even know that they hurt us. They don't even know that we're not forgiving them. But boy, it can sure mess with us. What God wants us to do is to take the forgiveness that He's given us and the supernatural ability that He gives us because He lives in us, to then turn around and forgive other people, whether they deserve it or not, because they probably don't, whether they ask for it or not, because that's how He forgave us. We didn't deserve it, and we didn't ask for it. He forgave us before we asked for it, before we were even born. And I mean, that's what His grace and what His love is like. So He wants us to forgive other people in the same way. Forgiveness, the original word, just means to let go of, or to lift up and let it float away. It really means to let go of our right to hold something against somebody for how they hurt us. Just give up that right and let it go. Will we remember it? Sure, things will come to our mind. We'll remember it from later on, but then He'll gently remind us, hey, you let that go. You gave it up. You no longer hold that against them. That's one of the most freeing things in life, to genuinely forgive other people as God forgave us. We can't do it in our own strength and our own ability. As humans, we don't have that kind of ability to do it. But Christ living in us will forgive as us, and through us will forgive other people just like He forgave us. He literally does that through us, and we just sort of tag along and are the recipients of that. Then we can go through life and we can run into somebody downtown or a game or somewhere or whatever, somebody who, you know, maybe an ex-spouse or somebody who deserted you or a business partner who cheated you or somewhere. Then we can run into them and see them as God sees them. We can extend our love and grace to them. Doesn't mean we have to get in a situation again where we will trust them to break our heart or whatever, but it certainly means we can let that go and live better as a result. It's a much better way to go. Hope that's helpful. Hey, if you would like to contact me, send me an email at convertibleconversations@gmail, or send me a personal message on Facebook, and let's talk about these things. I realize that many of the things that I talk about that I've learned in the last 7 years or so are things that I never would ever have thought were true before God started revealing these to me. And if these are strange things to you, if you want to know where they come from, or if you want to know, a lot of people say, wow, I always thought that was true and hoped it was true, but I never had any basis to really think that it really was. Hey, get a hold of me. We'll visit and we'll talk together. We'll encourage one another. Thanks for watching. See you next time.